The day his boss drove him to the edge of exhaustion started like any other, but Jason could feel the weight of the world pressing down on him as soon as he stepped into the office. Papers stacked high, endless phone calls, and a boss who seemed to find joy in testing his patience. His life had become a delicate balancing act between work, responsibilities, and being a single dad to his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. Every morning he raced against the clock, trying to be both provider and parent, and every evening he fell into bed utterly drained, wondering if he was failing in both roles. But that day, something shifted, something unexpected, something that would change everything. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the unexpected twists life throws at us, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Soul Tale. Jason had always been dedicated, but his boss, Victoria, was relentless. She was beautiful, confident, and brilliant, but her sharp words cut through him like a knife. She was the kind of leader who demanded perfection and offered little patience for mistakes. And yet, beneath her stern demeanor, there was something in her eyes that unsettled Jason, a flicker of emotion he couldn't quite read. Each day, he left the office feeling both frustrated and inexplicably drawn to her, a paradox he couldn't solve. Outside the office, life wasn't much easier. Raising Lily alone had been a challenge Jason had embraced with all his heart, but the demands of his job often left him feeling like he was letting her down. He missed school plays, bedtime stories, and even the simplest routines. Nights were spent in quiet despair, scrolling through pictures of Lily sleeping peacefully and wondering if she felt abandoned despite all his efforts. The weight of responsibility pressed him down, but he never let it crush him. He had to keep going for her. One rainy evening, after another grueling day of deadlines and criticisms, Jason stayed late at work. The office was empty except for him and Victoria, who was reviewing some documents at her desk. He could feel her gaze on him, intense yet unreadable. As he gathered his things, he hesitated, caught in a moment he couldn't explain. The tension between them had always been palpable, a delicate thread woven with frustration, admiration, and something unspoken. He never imagined that a single moment could unravel everything he thought he knew about her and himself. Victoria stood suddenly, walking toward him with a purpose that made his heart race. She wasn't angry as he expected. She looked uncertain, vulnerable even. Jason froze, unsure what to do, unsure if he should step back or hold his ground. And then, in a move that shocked him to his core, she leaned in and kissed him. It wasn't passionate or impulsive. It was sudden, real, and filled with a raw emotion that left them both breathless. Everything around them, the deadlines, the pressure, the exhaustion, dropped away, leaving only this fragile, profound connection. Jason's mind reeled. For years, he had battled the chaos of his life, thinking love and affection were luxuries he couldn't afford. Yet in that moment, he realized that connection wasn't a luxury, it was survival. It was hope. It was the reminder that even in the darkest, most exhausting moments, life had a way of surprising us, of offering second chances when we least expect them. The days that followed were a whirlwind of emotion. The tension at work transformed from frustration into understanding, from irritation into unspoken care. Victoria, who had always seemed so distant, began to reveal her own struggles, her own vulnerabilities that mirrored Jason's. She had built walls around herself, just as he had, and in finding a common ground of empathy and mutual respect, they discovered something neither expected: trust. At home, Jason began to see the impact of this shift on his relationship with Lily. With a renewed sense of purpose, he approached parenting with a lighter heart, more patience, and an unexpected joy. He found himself sharing little victories from work, laughing at small moments, and seeing the world through Lily's eyes with wonder. Victoria's presence, though still professional during the day, had become a quiet source of support, a reminder that life could hold tenderness even amid chaos. Life didn't magically become perfect. There were still deadlines, still challenges, still nights when exhaustion threatened to take over. But Jason now faced these struggles with a new perspective. He realized that love, even in its most unexpected form, could be transformative. That one moment of courage, one unexpected gesture, could change not only how he saw another person but also how he saw himself. And then one evening, as he watched Lily drift to sleep, he felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the chaos, for the challenges, and most of all, for the unexpected love that had crept into his life like a gentle tide. Victoria had shown him that connection was possible, that second chances were real, and that even a single dad, overwhelmed, exhausted, and fighting to survive, could find a place where his heart could breathe again. If this story touched your heart, if you feel the warmth of hope, love, and second chances, please engage with this video. Like, comment, and share. And before you go, leave a comment telling us which moment in the story moved you the most, because your voice matters. Jason finally understood that life's greatest lessons often come wrapped in the most unexpected forms. The woman who had driven him to the brink had also shown him the power of vulnerability, trust, and love. And in that realization, he knew that no matter how exhausting life could be, no matter how many struggles lay ahead, the heart was always capable of finding its way, sometimes in the most surprising, miraculous way.